Is a member. He's actually the state chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council. They call it IPAC, and of course, chairman of member of the Independent Democrat. Yes, independent. Yeah, chairman the Independent Democrats. That's his own political party. We have Mr. Adebayo Mosuro. Yes, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much
on the Daybreak Show. All right, Mr. Mosuro. From what I've said since 1999, if you look at all elections conducted so far, there's that clear gap between two political parties which Nigerians have come to believe as the only party in the country and other political parties. Labour tried to move into the top four somehow. We have a party now called Sustainable Party.
Sustainable Party.
They cannot be sustained at the general, at the top level. And of course, APGA, APGA, are still there, but it's still largely regarded as a regional, I don't want to use the other word, party, that people to some group. Now, if you look at this, how do you want to justify this increasing number of political parties and people demanding to be registered as a political party?
Well, the issue of increasing number is a plus to democracy. People have freedom of association. That means INEC is following what the Constitution says. Like you rightly said the other time, later Ganifa fought it at the Supreme Court, to the Supreme Court level, and he won the case. So since that time, anybody that fulfills the prerequisite for registration as a political party, INEC, any group, anyway, INEC has no choice than to register them. But the only thing is, as Nigerians, we fail to recognize that party politics has to be based on ideology. So a lot of people just believe, okay, I just want to be involved. I don't want to work with somebody. I don't want to do politics with somebody, and I have what it takes to register a political party, get themselves together, and they will decide to apply. INEC cannot refuse them, provided they make up with the prerequisites. And
are these parties adding value? What values are they adding to our political party system?
Oh, well, I can't say they are not adding any value, because let's look at it from the like during the time of NRC, SDP, we had just two political parties then. If you want to contest and they didn't give you, you think you are popular, or you believe you have a manifesto that is sellable, you really want to work for the people. If the other parties, because of some things or some personalities, decide not to give you the ticket, you have no choice. There is no way you can serve your people through that means. But later, people started clamoring for independent candidacy. Then, if that one is not in our constitution, as we are speaking, though it has been passed in the House, but it has not been signed into law by Mr. President, the other political parties stands for anybody with good things. The ideology of those political parties fits into their own program. And I'm looking at the boys for to just for that.
Maybe they have to move. There will be space for them to move
into. It won't be restricted to just two political group or political party. So we have it provides a broader platform for all politicians to come into the system.
Okay, while you were talking, you talked about the increasing number of these political parties is a plus to democracy. Yes. In what sense? If we have too many political parties, permit me to use the word irrelevant.
Okay. Yeah, you can't say they are irrelevant, because at their level, even in other advanced democracies, they have smaller parties that contest elections at their level. Democracy doesn't mean because we decide not to have independent candidacy, we have political parties in place. So somebody might be popular in, let's say, Odeda, for instance, and they know him. The people knows him. They prefer him to people from the other bigger party. So, being a member of a smaller party, he can contest an election. INEC will still include his name in the register.
That's the relevancy she's talking about. Yes. That one academically, theoretically, will think will be the advantage this big increased number of political parties will bring. But that's not what we are seeing from the fact on ground. We see all these parties jostling to contest to be governors. Not many wanting to be president, but at the time of the major parties. So that's where the word, the use of the relevance of these people comes in. Because if they have been doing what you've said, because that was the idea of gratifying me when for that, you may decide to just contest not for any other position other than the local government position. You want to be a party at the local government. Yeah. So why are we not seeing this?
Well, let's say it's a matter of time.
Okay, it's a matter of time. That takes me to the registration criteria for political parties. But some people have also said that is where we miss it. If you want to be, for instance, like you said, a party that wants to rule other local government, and you know you are the best party that can rule it, why should you be asked to have your headquarters in Abuja and they have spread across the 6 geopolitical zone? Why are those politicians who are interested in serving locally not challenging this criteria for registration to become a political party? Because they seem to, on its own, right from the beginning, condemn and cancel the ambition of anybody going further.
Yeah, thank you. Well, this is Federal Republic of Nigeria, and INEC is under the presidency. We don't, even the state electoral commissions, they don't have the power to conduct, even they are challenging the power to even conduct the local government election, talk less of registration. So anything INEC will have to do has to be on the national.
No, that's what I'm saying. Those of you, as a political group, before you transform or apply to become political parties, or even after becoming a political party, why have you not attended to challenge? Because people will want to believe that it will have been more easier to do than having offices in Abuja. Why have you not been challenging? Why have you not challenged INEC for that registration criteria?
Well, a lot have been going on.
Why must you have membership spread across? If you want to rule Odeda, your membership should be spread across Odeda, not in any of the 6 geopolitical zones as INEC demands or the registration criteria demands for now.
Well, maybe most of the political parties are not saying we believe in one Nigeria, we believe in one big nation, and for administrative convenience, I believe it will be easier. And even most of the political parties, we know what is obtainable here in this country. And we know challenging such things. We have so much things to correct INEC on, rather than telling them, the criteria, I want to be in this local government alone, I want to be in this local government alone. We have a lot of people of ideology. So you are to come together. I believe even this arrangement is even better, in my own opinion. A situation whereby, you want to serve or you have this belief for local governance. If you believe in local government, that does not mean other local government is the only local government in the country. So it's okay if you have people of the same ideology come together from the east, from the north, from the south, from the north central, from the north, every part of the country. Have a spread so that the system will understand that you are really serious about governance in Nigeria. let's have this in mind that all these things we are talking about is still about Nigeria. Just like people clamoring for state police, state this, state this, state this. So I think at this level, for this country to hold, we still have to still do the national thing,
Okay.
which in my own opinion is still the best for us for now.
Okay, let's look at the implication or the effect now it would have. As at September, the federal government said we have 75 million illiterates in Nigeria, considering the population of the country. Did INEC ever consider the literacy rate of Nigerians before the release of these new political parties?
Well, I think that question is left for INEC to answer. But I believe it's one of those things they have to put into consideration. Whether we like it or not, politicians are everywhere, at every locality, and that's why they said it must spread. We have other agencies who work with other agencies of the government, like National Retention Agency and Co, who are to spread such things. So how they do it among themselves, I believe you have to put us.
If we also have too many political parties, how will electorates be able to identify those political parties?
Well, parties are not just parties. We have people in the parties. That's why you call them political parties. They are formed by groups. People come together, they form a group. Then after that, they apply to INEC. So those are the people that will spread it to people, as into the electorate. So we are talking about, and any election, you always have all. That's why they have the logos, the everything there. So you introduce your party to them.
Is it not true, Mr. Mosuro, that the leadership of many of these smaller political parties are there as a tool for the bigger parties when election is coming?
It's not impossible.
So that means those who believe that political parties are springing up in Nigeria for the purpose of positioning themselves to bargain with other big parties and politicians when election comes are correct.
Maybe.
Okay, if that is so, what effect, positive effect, would an increased number of political parties have on the general elections, on elections in the country?
The good thing is, most of these political parties, at the end of the day, most of them won't contest on certain positions. You understand? So we might have, like the last general election, I think in Ogun State, less than 20 political parties contested the governorship. So when you look at that system, most of them won't contest. Most of them will still follow their ideology. Some of them believe in the local something, and some of them believe, okay, because of this issue in this particular group, okay, we are forming our own group. Now we have a political party. We want to come back together because we can now say. I think it's still our level of democracy. It's still our level of democracy. It will get to a stage that people will now know that it's based on ideology, not on friendship, not on what I want to gain, not on what we want to do. It's not be about we alone. It will be about all of us.
Okay, interesting. You've talked about political parties contesting election. Let's use that governorship election or governorship election as an example. If you look at the number of votes secured
Yes.
by the political parties, if you look at the vote between the two main political parties and the next one, the gap, and we have occasions where some political party will score 1, 2, 5, 10. Is this not embarrassing? How do you want us to continue to keep this as a functional system?
Thank you so much. That it's a perfect example anyway. Look at that election. Someone like Prince Roshini Pashida wouldn't have that opportunity if we have a kind of two-party system. It's because at least UPN is not ruling anywhere in Nigeria as we are talking. But before that time, most people might not know him in politics. But after the election, it shows the seriousness. There was an issue with, SDP, a known name, but not the SDP we used to know during Abiola time, but a new SDP, they came out. It's just the beauty of democracy. You have a platform to express yourself. You believe, okay, why do we need to have an election in the first instance? We believe, okay, this person is doing it, is not doing it the way I think he should be doing it. I can do it better. Okay, let me go for it. Now you want to go, you are being restricted by the system. That's why you have a lot of people in there. They have what it takes to do it, but they cannot come out because there is no opportunity. Now, you can't give us an excuse that because you don't have a platform. It's because you don't have a platform. That's why you are not contesting. If you think you have what it takes to...
Sorry, we'll take this short break and we will be back. All right, yes, we've been joined by another member of another political party, really, of one of the young or smaller political parties, Engr Akintunde Olawoyin.
Yeah.
Yes, Engr Olawoyin is from the Green Party of Nigeria. You are welcome, Engr Olawoyin. Quickly, maybe I should switch over to you. I was, we were looking. I don't know if you've been monitoring us, but if you've not, this question you have to ask it. We looked at the result of the last election in Ogun State. The party who won had about 230 something thousand votes, and then of course close between two main political parties. The third party had about 50,000, and then there are so many other parties with 600, 10, 2, 5 votes in a major election. How do you defend that? Does it worth it? Is it not a sign that such parties are irrelevant in the political system?
Thank you, Mr. Dele. Well, for me, I think the result of the last election does not actually show that.
That's the pattern we've been having it. If you know, not just the government, if you look at the Senate, contest, House of Assembly, if you look at 2007, look at 2011, it's a similar pattern, sir, except maybe 1999.
If you look at the trend in Nigeria, especially from the electorates, you will know that they actually have a brand for a particular political party. Just like somebody may just want to vote for, say for instance, I don't want to, maybe let me say Green Party, basically because Green Party is actually a ruling party. And then not only that, somebody may want to vote for another party, maybe because of the political ideology of that party. But if you look at it critically, in real sense of it, you will know that in Nigerian voters actually vote for a particular brand. If you look at maybe the 70s, when we used to have a UPN, MPN, these are political parties that have political ideology. People actually identify with those parties based on the manifesto of the party. But if I may ask, how many people vote based on the, how do I call it? I mean, the manifesto of a party? No, people don't vote based on that. And you will see it's a matter of time. If you look at it, we don't used to have maybe a Labour Party in the system before, even winning any election. I'm sorry to mention a particular political bubble. I think we just have to say that, at least for our clarity, that it's a matter of time. Some of these newly registered political parties too, if basically they are formed based on particular ideology and with what we have on ground now, if people will be able to exploit their manifesto, they can change their pattern of.
Let me ask you, Green Party, that's our party.
Yeah.
Why do we have Green Party? Where is Green Party formed?
Well, Green Party precisely used to be Citizen Popular Party, CPP. And the chairman of that party happens to be Dr.
We're not looking at why the questions are. So why did we form Green Party?
Yeah, it was a transformation, just a change of nomenclature from CPP to GPN. And the idea is just to go green. We discover now that most of the governments in power have been able to satisfy in their own little capacity showing development in different forms of life. But if you look at it, agriculture, people still suffer. People cannot still afford the 3 square meal. The idea of GPN is to go green in this country, since it's that our natural endowment. And then if you look at the manifesto of GPN, you will see that it encompasses a lot of things that involve, look at the likes of Albino having an executive, being must naturally be an executive member, even from world level to national level. If you are physically disabled, you have been taken good care of by the constitution.
So that's the ideology of the Green Party.
Yes, that is
okay. Yes, this is why I asked that question. Now, if you now transform from one letter political party, then you change the name to a Green Party, and then you, just as you talk about ideology, political party ideology, how do you sustain, how do you brand that party? But you also talk about branding with what you have said in Nigeria.
Yeah, well, if you are very familiar with the social media, you see that, Alhaji Issa Yuguda just, joined GPN in Bauchi, and there's several politicians in Nigeria.
The same Yuguda.
Yeah, Yuguda just joined. It's changed from to our political party now. I think this is not unconnected with the fact that the 2 major political parties we have in Nigeria, if you agree with me, Tito says you believe that they've not been able to respond or responsible to the yearning and aspiration of
all right, we will continue to respond to your yearnings. Yes, that's the contract we have with you. We will never stop doing that. We'll never fail to do that. We'll take this break, and then that takes us to the 10 o'clock news. After that, we will continue. We have the 2 gentlemen with us, Engr Olawoyin from the Green Party of Nigeria and Mr. Mosuro from the Independent Democrats, and of course from the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC. Stay tuned. All right, yes, sir. This is still the Daybreak Show on Rock City 101.9 FM, the voice of the people. This morning, beginning the penultimate week of the year 2017, we will be talking politics this morning. Yes, over the weekend, last week, the Independent National Electoral Commission announced the arrival of some fresh political parties in the country, swearing the number to, I think, 67?
67.
Yes, 67 registered political parties in the country. Well, in actual fact, our first election I'm talking about, since the stable democracy that we are running, that is 1999, we had a few number of political parties that contested that election, but we had only 3 that won what we call the general election, the APP on that occasion. That's the All Progressive Party, now defunct. They've marched to become APC. We have the Alliance for Democracy, AD, and then we have the People's Democratic Party, and of course, yes, those are the 3 parties then, main parties on that occasion. Well, things have evolved since 1999 till then. The style then was that those political parties who do not have members, who did not win any election into these major things after 6 months, will have to be automatically deregistered by INEC. And that was what INEC was doing until around 2002, when that, late Gani Fawehinmi, the human rights lawyer, challenged this up to the Supreme Court, won that case, and the Supreme Court, the highest legal body in Nigeria, gave the judgment that INEC cannot, and they should stop it, deregister any political party on account of not winning elections. Since then, the numbers kept increasing at every political party. But the reality and the truth is that after every general election, or since 1999, we've only had, say 2 very strong political parties, or those who like football. We've not had more than top 4. We had 2 strong, and then we have maybe another 2, and then all the others are struggling for relegation. That's the situation so far. But whatever the situation is, these platforms are still there for any politicians who want to explore. And this, the INEC has also told us that 21 register, they have about 120 or so political groups who have already requested that they want to become political parties. So it means the number will keep on going up and up and up as every election comes by. What will be the implication of this high number of political parties to our political party arrangements in this country? And of course, our general elections, which have always, at least again from 1999, been a contentious one. Well, some will say it's decreasing, actually the number of challenges to election results increasing, but none of our elections today can still be boldly described as free and fair. We can say relatively free and fair when we compare it with the previous ones. But can we, by international standard, say they've been free and fair? Will this increasing number of political parties do something to this? This is what we'll be looking at this morning. Dele, Ayodo is still my name.
And I am still Chienye Egwuonwu. We'll quickly run through some of the new political parties. We have 21 of them. We used to have 46, but with the additional 21, we now have 67 political parties in Nigeria. And then starting with the All Blending Party, which is ABP, then we'll have the All Grassroots Alliance, AGA, Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN. Then we also have Abundance Nigeria Renewal Party, ANRP, Coalition for Change, C4C, Freedom and Justice Party, FJP, the Grassroots Development Party of Nigeria, GDPN, Justice Must Prevail Party, JMPP, the Legacy Party of Nigeria, LPN, the Mass Action Joint Alliance, MAJA, Modern Democratic Party, MDP, the National Interest Party, NIP, the National Rescue Mission, NRM, the New Progressive Movement, NPM, the Nigeria Democratic Congress, NDCP, People's Alliance for National. And then we also have Development and Liberty, which is PANDEL, the People's Trust, PT, Providence People's Congress, PPC, Rebuild Nigeria Party, RBNP, Restoration Party of Nigeria, RP, and then lastly, Sustainable National Party, SNP. No doubt we have reactions concerning this very introduction of the new political parties.
All right, interesting Chienye from those names. Maybe we will, by the time we run out of names, we will stop registering. I really love some of the names, so justice must prevail. Then all people, Bending Party.
Bending Party.
Anyway, that is just by. All right, yes, and of course they are both members of the Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria. That's a combination of the smaller or the small,
all the political parties,
including APC. Oh, I see. All right, okay. So you are big men sitting with us. Okay, now we'll soon open the telephone line, but quickly, General, when the two of you will take the question, but let me start from you. In 1 minute. Of what benefits are all these number of political parties to our political party structure?
Thank you very much. Well, for me, I think it tends to benefit Nigerian people if they are not restricted to 2, 3, or 4 political parties, but they have choices of political party. And like I said earlier on, if you look at it, people in the so-called mega party we have on ground, people who are there are just coming from one party to the other, mingling with each other. But if you have political party formed based on a particular political ideology, people will definitely benefit. Take for instance, if a party, just like my party, that is very much interested in agriculture and wants all Nigerians to go green, and you can imagine immense benefits that people of our country will benefit if my party
Okay.
can be better.
Mr. Mosuro. Mosuro.
Yes.
Yes, talking of what benefit all this number of political parties, and particularly if you consider there was this report last week that 16 million Nigerians are what do they call it? Functionally illiterate. So, and if you now have, and she was talking about 60 something million illiterates, 75 million illiterates in the country. Yeah, that's about 60% of the population are illiterate. So, of what benefit will a multi-party, a high multi-party structure do for the people?
Well, it will continue to provide platform for people who has the ideology of providing such say for instance education. Some people might believe in infrastructure while others believe in education, while others believe in agriculture. So if you go with the ideology of any of them, so you can just join and like he rightly said, the green thing.
All right, thank you. Yes, we want to open the telephone lines and other medium for you to be a part of it, to join us on the discussion. Chienye, we must take this report from Taiwo Fabajo. Morning, Taiwo.
Yeah, money Dele, presently at the front of the NMC junction at the Egwuonwu, where the students have actually grounded every activities around the area and not allowing any car to move, to come from Futon down to Egwuonwu, from the Anamosari down to Egwuonwu. So everywhere is blocked. If anyone wants to take any road now, they now use the Lukosi area to pass through the Anamosari way area. So they are there with every security and the police were forced to shoot all and they got the students when they actually stopped the movement of the military vehicle trying to move down to Okimoso. So presently they are thinking and they have taken over all these areas.
All right, we expected that the atmosphere will be charged, but tell us, what is their mission?
Yeah, their mission is to talk to let the people know what is actually happening. They said in the last 3 months, the state government have failed to resolve the issues between them and their lecturers, and they have waited patiently to now for the issue to be resolved. And if it's not going to be resolved, they are going to go out and let people know what is happening, while possibly if the governor could address them and tell them the way forward about this issue. And presently, the governor is not in the office. He is still at home, and possibly later in the day, he will address them.
So where are they heading to, home or office?
The governor?
No, the students, the Moshood Abela Polytechnic students.
They are not going anywhere right now. They are in front of the NFPC junction, Okimoso.
Oh.
Taking over all those areas.
Okay, they intend to.
They have stopped the Chinese guys from working. NFPC station are closed down right now because of the riot.
Oh, all right. But the security are still there.
Yeah, still there.
Okay, how are they handling it? Heavy-handedness, or trying to massage the egos, be friendly with the students?
Well, they are leaving them. They let them to do what they want to do, and if they are not causing any harm or destroying any car. The moment they try to do this, they come in. But the moment they are just singing their song and doing every other thing that will not endanger the life of any person, they don't come in. They just let them to do what they have to do.
All right. So right now, as you say, the NMPC axis of the state capital is a no-go area.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Just keep in touch. give us the developments as it unfolds. Thank you. All right, that's Taiwo Fabajo, a man on the street there, monitoring the protest of the students of the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic. They are saying it's been 3 months that they've been locked away from the school and at home. Well, they intend to wait there for obviously, I'm not sure there's any other route the governor will take to the office if he's coming. Maybe that's strategic for the student. Well, so far too, the security men, will be told, are there also trying to be very civil and matured handling the situation. Okay, so we come back to the studio and the telephone lines are open, I guess, but please, we are focusing on today's topic, the multi-party, the registration of new, but I will keep updating you with the students issue, but please, for today, I beg you, that's not what we are looking at. Citizens Forum.
The impact they can make on, like Dr. Onkon rightly said, if you believe you are popular, you now have a platform. Choose any of this platform, go into it, mobilize your people. Politics is all about people, nothing more. So if you can mobilize your people, join any of the political parties, start from your locality, then grow. By the time you reach out to others, you will see people of like minds, then you come together. Together we will change the country.
Yeah, well, I think I also share from this idea, and I think basically it's also this multi-party system gives people opportunity to have a particular platform to contest election. And if you look at it critically, you see that most of the mega political party that is in place, for you to even get a ticket to showcase yourself in your environment, maybe for councillorship, you have to go through a lot of stress.
But the two of you, interestingly, far some ground have not supported this because we have not seen any situation where, so to say, a new person, young person, unknown at the national, even at the state play, goes to that party and then launch himself. What we see are the big ones who have been one way or the other frustrated, moved out of where they are, and then come to these smaller ones. As soon as they achieve what they want to, they go back. The case of Ondo State, Mimiko, PDP, and LP is there clearly, and then which other party, and then they go back to where they are coming from. But we've not seen somebody fresh who has actually used any of this party to launch himself into either the state scene or the national stage.
Well, we had one last election. This party that was not in any political
He did not win.
He did not win.
So that's what I'm saying. He was even very too far from the action.
But
he scored less than 2% of the total vote cast.
Well, I think I will not be doing justice to myself if I will not have to mention this, that for now, the superstructure we have in place in Nigeria as far as party politicking is concerned, the impact of finance, logistics.
Then why are we wasting our time? Why do we bother ourselves about those political parties? Because these parties have to be funded.
Yeah, we still just have to consider having other platform to showcase what we have for the citizen, our citizenry. The point is that Rome, they say, was not built in a day. Some of these political parties, you see, it will come to a stage that they will metamorphosize into themselves, as in they will fuse together, because they have, the same ideology, and they will use such a platform to win, elective position. But don't be discouraged for what you have on ground now, and you can even see that we still have opportunity for people even calling themselves opposition, apart from the two major oppositions we have experienced in the past.
PC. So the man that won the Okeodun Ward Councillor under UPN, just like we've been predicting that those parties are just there to be used. Nobody, the young ones, the fresh ones, the parties cannot produce its own products. Engineer Olawoyin, you don't want to comment on that?
I want to comment.
Okay, you can react to the other thing. Okay. Your reaction.
Well, first let me start. I don't know. Somebody tweeted. I just quickly want to respond to that, and that has to do with the issue of financing of the political party. Well, the record are there straight, and you have a place you can seek information. The reality is that no political party is, like you mentioned, the word officially being sponsored.
We don't know whether an individual in government, whether somebody in government is funding it on his own, not.
Okay, but as far as my party is concerned, we are not getting any money from any government. It is the individual and the party that actually, fund the party. Well, the idea of a multiple party is a constitutional matter. So for someone to say that it's out of illegality, I think I will differ a bit there. It is legitimate, and it gives people like, even somebody like me, it gave me a platform to contest as governor of Ogun State. Ordinarily, if you don't have millions of naira, you may not have the opportunity to say, okay, at least as far as we are concerned, this is our own direction and this is our principle and philosophy of life. And that is what what the platform gives you to exhibit what you have. But it's possible we may not have our David right now, but as a matter of fact, just be patient, Mr. Dele, and there's some other people who are very inquisitive.
No, it's not about me, it's about them. It's about the people. This is the voice of the people.
So, and it's a matter of time. You will see people coming up, and to contact. And of course, the idea, I was a member of a National Conscience Party in those days when late Shigan Fahimi was still alive. And even when we agree on the same principle and ideology, we still have areas that will differ. The area majorly, I will use this opportunity to say that when we have a party and you think that internally is what we just use to fund the party, and the people that should come into the party should be people that only believe in our ideology, and we realize that if you don't have money in Nigeria, you are going nowhere. Let us be realistic with ourselves. So you are going nowhere. The same people that will say they will desire a good leader that will be responsible to their yearning and aspiration are still the one that will go and line up and they want to collect money. We are Nigerians, let's be frank with ourselves. So if you have multiple political parties like a contributor just mentioned, that it will give a room for people who are popular in the area to come up and say, yeah, this is what they want to go for. So I only want to encourage people to join the political party based on their ideology. People don't join political party today because they are the ruling party or they are the most popular party, but they should try as much as possible to join party based on their ideology.
Yes, thank you. Like you rightly said, it's a constitutional issue. And late Gani went to court. The ruling was in favor of multiple political parties. But remember, this time around, like we all have our opinions, and people are saying that the proliferation is not good for us. At the National Assembly, they debated it, and now they are looking at, because it's not constitutional for INEC, as we are talking right now, to deregister any political party based on whatsoever criteria. But right now, I think there is a proposal on the table of Mr. President to sign a bill, rather, to be signed into the law on the table of Mr. President on that issue. So maybe it's a step-by-step thing. Right now, we cannot deregister. We are still having many. Next time, INEC has the power to deregister based on non-performance. So it's a gradual thing, and this is democracy. The rule of law must always prevail.
Well, thank you. Thank you. All right. Yes, sir. We come back to the studio.
Yes, somebody mentioned the issue of what impact is all this
having on the political party system.
I believe with the level of increase in political awareness in our societies right now, most of us will be surprised in 2000 by 2019. Number of youths, number of people, number of new faces, number of unknown politicians who believes we just have to change this country that will contest the general election through some of these political parties you are talking about. You will realize that it won't be all about the name. It will now be about the candidates and the locality. Where you are popular, nobody can restrict you. It is your right, and you have a platform.
Our people should, I think for us, the fundamental philosophy of life is that for us to have a synthesis, there must be in place thesis and this and as an antithesis that will produce the synthesis. If they restrict political party to two in Nigeria, it can't actually work. We have to have a multi.
All right, let's take the messages as we.
Engr Olawoyin, why did you leave the National Conscience Party? Mr. Mosuro, why didn't the smaller parties have shadow cabinets and place their own positions on policies and issues? According to Camille tweeted, what can you say about the frequent formation of coalition of the government? This doesn't allow for continuity in a single policy for continuous development of the country. Those are the tweets and messages.
All right. Quickly, do you want to react to any of the issue? But that you also just that's the dilemma INEC is facing. Once you meet the criteria, they have no choice really. They must register. That's why we want to rely on that the number is increasing. Okay, and Olawoyin, do you want to react to any of the things that we
yeah, of course, I think there was no particular directed at me. And that's as to why did I actually leave the National Conscience Party. Yeah, I just have to leave. Even I left even before the demise of that icon, late Chief because of certain disagreement about our own ideology. The idea is that if you have money that we cannot actually scrutinize where the money is coming from, you cannot join the party. Yeah, these are laudable ideas which I agree with, and at the same time, the other idea, the other idea of the leader of the party at that time is the fact that as long as you didn't actually start with us and you do not actually represent the masses, in quote, that you cannot actually join the party. And I feel that we cannot
join the party or vie for
position in the party and vie for position. And we know that it is not only to talk to our people, because I mentioned something earlier on. I said, if you look at the pattern of the result of the election over years, you see that it's either PDP leading, the other party following. And then before you see some other party will not even have a particular.
All right, quickly, Mr. Lauren, so because
need money to run
Adebayo Mosuro must also talk. Yeah. Let me ask this, Adebayo Mosuro talk. We are at 67. Do we leave it at this? Do we leave it an open-ended thing, or do we peg the number? We are already at 67.
Like somebody said, Personally, I would be happy if we have up to 1,000. But there, one thing I believe in is at a point, our people, their political awareness, we got to a certain level that they will understand that it is not the formation of political parties that matters, but the ideology that guides political parties, the performance of individuals that matters. By that time, look at how we started from. It used to be, political parties used to be funded by INEC. Even that time, we don't have up to this number. Today, INEC is not funding it, and people are still forming political parties. That means it shows that people are now aware. Viable not because of the money, because something you have to start and you have to be spending your money, and you are not getting that money from the politics. It is not, we don't have this, what do we have during President Obasanjo's regime, which is all-inclusive government.
All right, we must end it. That is signal. We thank the two people we brought in this morning. Engr Olawoyin is from the Green Party, and of course Adebayo Mosuro from the Independent Democrats. We say a big thank you. Yes, we are approaching the festival of politics again in a couple of weeks and months. And of course, to all of you who've been out there, I say a big thank you too. Dele Ayodo is my name. God bless you all. God bless Nigeria and God bless Rock City.